Hi there, my name is Andy Whitmore and I'd like to introduce you to Greystoke Studios. We're in the office at the moment and I'm going to take you on a little tour around the studios. And this is the small studio, Studio B, and I'll just give you a quick, here we go, it's a piano, Logic Audio on Pro Tools, there's a keyboard there, and a nice desk there. And this is what we use as the programming studio. And we use this for programming tracks ready for the big studio, Studio A. First we've got the Nord rack, which is a newish synth. We've got a JV1080 there. We've got two vocoders. One's got MIDI, which means you can play it from a synth, and the other one is just an amazing sounding one. Basically the bottom line, I already had one, I was offered this one, but I tried it out and I liked it so much I bought two. So there you go, that's that one there. And then we've got a Korg Poly 800, and then we've got the Korg M1, so selection of retro synths. So this is a nice overall picture of Studio B, and as you can see there's quite a few keyboards in here. And we've got a real piano there as well. Tie line through to the lounge, which also doubles as a very good sounding drum booth. Studio 8.
I know you feel so lonely. You're not the one and only. Everybody feels the same. They just hide their pain. This is an angel story. A lot less ordinary, about a girl with broken dreams, and not much else it seems. When things just don't seem right, don't give it away, 'cause you'll love again someday. Hold on to magic and mystery that is you.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt your session. Yeah, this is Nathan, who's working with me at the moment. We're just doing some more writing and programming. I'll just tell you a little bit about Studio 8. This is a VCS3, which is a nice synth. This is the Mackie D8B digital desk, and with the thing, we're using Logic Audio on a Pro Tools bass. And then we got some classic keyboards. Right, and then we've got a piano. Let's give it a... And then over here we've got a Hammond organ, which is a classic. Absolute amazing keyboard. And then over here, oh, we've done the VCS3. We've got a Wurlitzer piano, which is on a lot of current hits at the moment. This is just going through its internal speakers. Okay, and then we've got a clavinet, which is what Stevie Wonder used on all the so on and so on. And then we've got synths like this. Just got great. Yeah, and yeah, okay, so it's quite a big studio. That's Terence Trent D'Arby. I played in his band and played on the first album. That's Lamar, who's wrote and produced 2 tracks on his album. It's triple platinum. It's the best-selling album he did. And then we got Peter Andre, Flavor. I produced that. It was a #1. Eternal. I wrote Grace Under Pressure, which is a track on that album. A couple of other things as well. Danny Minogue, done loads of stuff, loads for her. Emanate, produced a whole first album with Dennis Charles and Ronnie Wilson, and we had loads of hits off there. The Peter Andre, I think that's the album or the single. Eternal again, another album, and then we've got Soul to Soul, Get a Life. It's a classic album which I worked on, and then Emanate. That's one of their. That's probably the album actually, and the other one's a single. And then we've got the vocal booth here, which we've got a AKG C12 mic, which is a fantastic mic. You know, it's on a level with the best mics in the business. And we've got a purpose-built vocal booth, which as long as you're under 6'5", you can fit in no problem. And basically that goes to the Avalon, which is a fantastic signal setup for recording the vocals. Same setup as Teddy Riley uses. This is the Fender Rhodes. It's a classic 70s keyboard of, you know, all the soul records were done with the Rhodes. And then we got the Wurlitzer electric piano, which is actually a piano from the 60s, but it's one of the most current keyboards. We've seen the clavinet. Here we've got the OB8. That's one of the fattest analog sounding synths, and it's got 8 notes polyphony. It's an absolutely wonderful synth. The Prophet 5, which I've already demoed. The Prophet VS, and then you've got the Expander, which was basically an analog version of the DX7. The MKS80 with the Programmer, which is a classic analog synth. Next to the Prophet 5, we've got the Roland SH101, which is another classic monophonic analog synth. I have a TX802, which is a DX7, and next to that I have a Roland P330. Over here we have the D50, and below it we have the JD800, and then below that we have the Korg Z1, and then here is another awesome synth. It's the this is the ARP Odyssey, a Logan string machine, which is a classic string machine which Santana used, and then below that you can just about see the Korg Z1, and then we've got a Fender Twin Reverb, Chiswick Reach, which is a valve preamp, great for recording vocals, a Eventide harmonizer, DSP 4000, Lexicon PCM90, another Lexicon, a MIDI Verb, cassette machine, SD 2500 delay, a couple of classic Drama compressors, a Depth 5, a Multiverb, JV1080, a Novation base station, and then we've got the rack of DX7s here. It's 8 DX7s in a box. Got the DAT machine, Kurzweil piano, TLA valve EQ, I've got 2 of them, the TLA compressor, preamp, and another TLA valve compressor, and then we got the patch bay, and then here we have the best EQ in the world. This is a GML EQ. JP8080, that's a Roland synth. SC1X, which is basically a bass synth, though the Americans are using that a lot. Fender Strat. I've got an acoustic guitar. Got a Gibson Les Paul. As far as keyboards is concerned, this studio, there's not really any other studio now in England to touch it. Basically it's the biggest working keyboard collection in the country, and my keyboards skills are up there with the best in the country as well, and I've played keyboards on over 50 hit records, and I've produced 14 top 10s. So this is Greystoke Studios. Hope to see you soon.